You know, just because something is really good doesn't mean that it should exist. And How to Train Your Dragon 2025, the live-action remake of the beloved 2010, I believe, animated movie How to Train Your Dragon, absolutely falls into that category. See, for whatever reason, Hollywood for the last, 6 or 7 years have gone into, this thing where they're trying to remake animated beloved properties into live action now that CGI is as big as it ever was, even though it's not nearly as good as it could be. We're remaking beloved animated movies for no reason other than cash grabs. And unfortunately, after Lilo and Stitch came out, that actually did really well at the box office, but wasn't anything special. It seemed that How to Train Your Dragon was the next movie to hit the cutting room floorboard. Is that the cutting room board? It was the next, franchise IP to get this treatment and to most likely die by the sword. However, it didn't do that. I got the privilege of checking out How to Train Your Dragon 2025, or How to Retrain Your Dragon, and it is really good. It is really good, but that actually doesn't mean that it should happen anyway. Now, I believe this is the first animated remake that isn't owned by the mouse, so that's good. I believe How to Train Your Dragon is a DreamWorks property, and the difference between this one as far as the other remakes have gone is that the original director is returned to make this one. He's in a couple of interviews where he has said that like all of us, we believe that these animated live-action remakes are murdering these original IPs, and he didn't want to see that happen with How to Train Your Dragon, so he's the one who's coming in to do it, which I believe this is actually his first time ever directing a live-action movie. And lo and behold, good news, it's a really good movie. This is, I don't want to say a shot-for-shot remake. It's not. This movie's a lot longer than the original animated movie is because it's live-action. It just kind of fits the way it is. But everything that's in, the animated one is still present here. The heart and the feeling and then the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless, which is the big driving point of the original animated trilogy, it's all here, and it's all done well. And it's done to the exact same formula in treatment and love and passion that the original animated movies were, because the director wanted that to be the case. And I love how he wasn't willing to let go of that, and that is the reason why he came and took this job, is because he's not going to let that IP get ruined. And there's something honorable in that. This is a really great movie. But it's a really great movie because it's just the animated one, but live action. There isn't really anything different here. It's all kind of the same. Kind of look at it and be like, well, why would we even do this in the first place? And I don't think the director, I can't remember his name, I apologize, I don't think he could even answer that for you. But what he would probably say is, yeah, of course this doesn't do anything different, but I'm not going to let somebody else do it and murder everything that was special about the original one, which I didn't actually end up going to see the Lilo and Stitch one, but I heard that it kind of did, and even though it was a box office super success, they're going to keep doing this. But I can tell you that all the live-action movies that have come out as remakes of the animated ones aren't nearly as good as the animated ones. This is probably the best, version of that, because the guy who made the original animated ones would rather die than watch somebody come in and do it. So he just redid it. And that's what this is. This is as special and as pure and as good as the original. It's just longer. And maybe, some of the performances, were not as good as the animated ones, but the connections and relationships I thought were still all there. It's a really good movie, but it doesn't need to happen. It doesn't need to exist. I think if you love the original animated trilogy, you're going to love this movie. I think that the action was good. The guy who plays the dad, what's his name? Stoic or something. I can't remember, but he is he plays Stoic in the original one, in the original animated series, and he comes and reprises his character here, and that was pretty awesome. So, round of applause there. was very interested hearing them in an interview, how the director talked about how they looked at like changing some elements of the dragons, but the more that they changed and tried to deviate, the more that they were losing the personality of Toothless, like his eyes and the size of his mouth and his facial features were losing the personality of that character. And if you lose the personality of that character, you're going to risk losing the chemistry between Hiccup and Toothless. And that was something that they weren't willing to sacrifice because that's what made the original animated trilogy so special. I like how they brought that here. And it all fit well. But yes, if you make like a damn near shot-for-shot recreation of art, it's still, like, it's going to be really great, but I don't know how to explain it. Just because it's great doesn't mean it should happen, and I guess, you know, the studio is going to be happy because I believe that this is performing well at the box office, but does it really do anything to push the boundaries of movies anywhere forward? No, not really. I mean, I guess, like, shout out all the actors. We got to see them display their ability in a different film and movie, and all the action, all the set pieces, the soundtrack, which is the soundtrack in the original animated trilogy. It's one of the best animated soundtracks of all time. The composer returns in here, blows it out of the water again. Great people coming together to make a movie, but it's kind of like they're just playing the classics in a different way. I don't know if that's something that we really need to see. Does it hurt that we saw it? No, not at all. But it doesn't need to happen, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm being too arrogant, or maybe I'm missing the point. But, you know, like if we make a shot remake of, I don't know. I tried to come up with like a good analogy, but then the more I thought about it, the more I like sat down and was like, you know, all the classic animated movies like The Lion King have been remade, and they were ass. So maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. But like if you brought back like, you know, Sam Raimi to remake Spider-Man 2 in an animated way, does that like, but like in a shot-for-shot remake, does that do anything? Oh, I don't know. There's something about this. I still don't think it needed to happen. But anyway, let me know what you thought about How to Train Your Dragon 2025. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it needed to happen. Anyways, like this video, subscribe, share with your friends, leave in the comments what you thought. Check out the website, www.foreverandugly.com. See you in the next one. Peace, love, adios, and bye-bye.